Hi, my name is Madeline Harris, and this is my memory speech for U.S. history and the fundamentals of speech. According to Oxford Dictionary, the definition of irony is the state of event or affair that seems deliberately contrary to what one would expect. And the colonists of Jamestown in 1619 were certainly no stranger to these words. According to Larry Schweitzer and Michael Allen, quote, democracy and slavery were twin-born at Jamestown, and in their infancy rocked the cradle of the republic. Freedom and enslavement were twin-born at Jamestown, simultaneously changing our nation all at once. Freedom in Jamestown came through freedom of election. At the Virginia House of Burgesses, the House of Burgesses was the first electoral body in the New World and probably the most electoral of the world of its time. Anyone who was white, male, a landowner, and over the age of 21 could become a member of the House of Burgesses. Those who were a member could vote and have their voices heard about what they wanted to see in their colony. The House of Burgesses' first act was setting the price for the colony's cash crop, tobacco. The House of Burgesses was led by British Governor George Eadley and John Rolfe, famously known for being Pocahontas' husband. This electoral system of the House of Burgesses stayed until 1643, when it changed to mirror the House of Lords in London. This system allowed the governor of the House of Burgesses to veto and revise laws and bills that were sent to his office. This also mirrors what our executive branch of government would become. This birth of democracy and liberty in the New World seems deliberately contrary to its twin-born event. The same week John Rolfe arrived in the New World, a British privateer ship called the White Lion landed on Jamestown shores, and with it brought 20 African Americans to be used as slaves in the New World. This idea of slaves crossing the ocean is Pim's first idea of transatlantic slave trade. These slaves that were brought to the New World were forced to work the tobacco fields in Jamestown, helping boost the economy and farming the colony's cash crop. While most slaves in Jamestown were treated as indentured servants, a man named John Punch in 1640 changed the status quo. After a failed escape attempt, he was recaptured and then brought back and became the first man who was a slave for life. It was almost as if the colonists, lawmakers, and politicians alike didn't realize how slavery was sculpting their newborn nation. In fact, the word slave was not seen for another 50 years in law documents. Jefferson, when writing the Declaration of Independence, had even said, all men have unalienable rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And most certainly the slaves of Jamestown were short of liberty. Even after the Revolution, Southern states blocked slaves who were fighting in the Revolutionary War from gaining their freedom. Those slaves were fighting alongside them for not only their freedom, but the freedom of their country and the freedom of the people who lived in it. This decision by Southern states set the table for what was up to come in the U.S. Civil War, in which brother would turn against brother, the most bloody U.S. war. These two vital and contradictory and ironic points in U.S. history were twin-born at the same place, same time. And they sculpted Jamestown and our new country in a way we will never know. Our country will never realize what it was like to have a colony without slavery. We can only imagine what it would be like if that English privateer ship had never landed on those shores. But most certainly our country could have done without the death, debt, and destruction it certainly brought with it. So that, and here's sheet.